I'm the cutest gangster in the town, everyone afraid and everyone... My school life has been quite bizarre and lonely, honestly, and though there were various reasons for that, one of the major ones was the teachers. Teacher as a concept is really great, but they usually aren't how they're supposed to be. And as I've grown up in a good old South Asian country, the teaching cultures in schools has always been about BTCSOOC, beating the crying shit out of children, which I assume the Western Hemisphere of the world is not very familiar with. And I don't know how it is nowadays. It's still quite bad, I've heard, but it was tough back then. And there was always this one thing that I saw too often in my school life that always infuriated me, and it was when some teachers would ask you to explain something, anything, and when you try to do it, they stop you and ask you to stop arguing. Like, what the f do you want me to do here? What sort of gaslighting is this? Like, there was this instance in high school with this PE teacher who had no brains of her own, by the way. She was like stupid, like very stupid, which makes sense because she got a job allegedly due to her connections. More or less, she sucked at being a teacher. Everyone was scared of her because she listened to no one and beat the shit out of everyone. And one day, as she was asking a friend of mine in class about something related to him being absent the previous day, she wasn't really letting him answer it, and kept saying shit like, "We don't have the whole day, answer me." It was pretty obvious she was just trying to shame him in front of everybody, and as I was looking at her bullshit, I had enough of it, so I just stood up and told her what has happened instead. I knew, of course, because he was my friend. She heard me, and then she felt it was a breach of her authority. Like, let's stop for a minute. Like, it's so funny. You're a fucking PE teacher at a school, who's not even qualified, by the way. You are bullying a literal child. I tried to save your precious little time of the day you were so worried about, and you will now redirect all your energy and time going into a power trip against little children. I don't remember what the issue was, but it wasn't his fault whatsoever. So let's just say I said something like, "He got ran over by a truck yesterday, man, so he couldn't make it." And then she goes, "If he got ran over by a truck yesterday, why can he not tell me that? And I was like, "Because you're not letting him." The fuck did you say, you shit? I'm gonna kill you now! Okay, she did not strangle me, but she did slap the shit out of both of us and made us stand outside the class. There was also this other guy who taught us science, and he was a very moody guy. Sometimes he'd be all fine, but most of the times he'd enter the class absolutely livid and would then take it out on us, punishing kids for far less than he'd usually do when he's not mad. And it just seemed like we were just punching bags for this guy and at the mercy of how well his day went so far. You better pray he got a raise today or you're gonna get your ass whooped. I don't think I learnt a single thing in that class for the 2 years he taught us, and I loved science before it. So yeah, what have we learned so far? Egos of some teachers are fragile. Power of any sort and any level with your brain apparently, and you can run from it, you can hide, but ass whooping still arrives. School is a fun place where you spend the most precious years of your life. I won't say I did not have fun in school at all. Maybe less so than others, but I did. But being in school most of the times felt like punishment itself. And I know that might seem like a stretch, but school is like the whole world for a child. They honestly don't know much about the world outside it yet. When you're a kid, you shit your pants being scared in anticipation, wondering if the teacher will call you to solve the equation on the board. And then some teachers have to just make that world so miserable and restrictive to live in that it has become a system that makes kids afraid to ask questions and form their own independent opinions, which is kind of funny because that contradicts the concept of a school itself. A child is supposed to be curious, ask stupid shit and not be afraid to do so. But most of the times they are instead handed over to egoistic power-hungry beasts who don't give a flying shit about children and would rather spend their time scrolling Facebook or smoking sneakily around the school premises. Shout out to my sig-loving teach, you know who you are. And don't get me wrong, kids are very f***ing annoying too. They're absolutely disgusting sometimes. But you know, that is kind of the point. They are supposed to be very mentally exhausting because, surprise, surprise, they are kids. And it's the teacher's job while the children are at the school to give these kids an environment where they can grow and discover themselves. All in all, I really think we can do better than this shit show. There's a lot more I could say, and maybe I will in future, but I think I've ranted a lot for now. And you know, maybe school wasn't that bad, maybe it's just a trauma speaking. But who cares about this shit? I've been out of school for ages now. I've got nothing to worry about anymore.